Howdy and aloha. Welcome to Manataq. The earth and you are ohana. We hope you stay and talk. Howdy and aloha, everybody. This is James with Manataq. This is the show that I've had for, I don't know, 2016 or 14 or something, that people come on and talk, and usually it is a group of people, so I will probably have other people on for a little bit, but not for a long time. I'm not doing the 2 or 3 hour shows, guys. That's a little crazy. But it's fun, and I miss those. However, this show is about talking. A very wise young lady once told me, use your words. But I think we're at the point where we need to do a little more, actually a lot more. What my show about is saving the planet and all of its inhabitants. And I know that's a broad stroke, but we got to start somewhere. And I think we should start with getting the right people in the offices that do make the decisions that affect all of us and this planet. So right now, from what I can see, legislators, judiciaries, and executives are bought off. Duh. Everybody fucking knows that. So what's happening, and why exactly are we letting it happen? Why are there so many people that you may call a moron, you may call naive, or you may say, hey, you're a fucking idiot, and, you know, then it's just banter back and forth, fighting, and next thing you know, somebody gets blocked, or whatever the case may be. But what I'm actually trying to get to is very simple. I think there's a bigger culprit out there, and it's right in front of our faces. We watch it all the time. We're right there. And nobody's really talking about that. I mean, we talk about the issues that are out there, but it's coming from still the the culprits, I'd say, that are still continually doing what they've been doing for too long now. And the hyperbolic messages and laid claims and propaganda that's been spewed has done some pretty terrible things. And the biggest thing that I've noticed about the mainstream media, okay, and I'm not just talking about Fox, I'm not just talking about MSNBC, I'm not just talking about CBS, I'm talking about an array of different companies and publications. I mean, I was just watching Abby Martin the other day, and one of my shows was on that. One of my shows was about a guy named Peter Phillips, just a brilliant man, was on, and I'll just go ahead and post who he was real quick, so you know that you've got to look it up. It was a great show done by Abby Martin in her very tight leather stretchy pants or something. Anyway, this is the guy right here. So, I need to make that a little smaller so you can see the whole thing. My bad. All right, let me just fix it so you'll be able to see everything coming up here. Let's see. Okay. All right, maybe a little bit. Okay. All right, that's good enough right there. I don't care about the white line. I'm not trying to be perfect here, but I'm on to talk with James. I think I'll put that at the bottom, make it a little smaller so you know you're watching the right place. Okay, I'll put it in the corner. There we go. So it's not in the way of anything or too much. All right. So here's the thing. 80% of TV news stories made by public relations firms are either working for government and or corporations. 80%. So they control, and their money controls the big six telecommunications companies. Okay, everything that you get from cable, from news, programming, and everything comes from the rich and the elite who control basically what you see. So with that being known and that being a fact, a fact, who's really running the airways? Where are you getting your information from? And is it keeping you from making the better decisions that you should be? Because I've always said marketing is huge. And when you're talking about public relations, you're talking in the sense of marketing. So marketing basically is this. It's a way to get people to notice something. That's marketing. It's a way to get people to notice a product, notice a person. And a product can be a person, by the way, according to marketing. Anyway, I'm gonna use grapes for this real good. All right, I just love grapes. But everybody needs to know who the real culprit is. And right now, it's very obvious that a lot of people are fighting because they're getting their information from places um, that are sponsored by these people. It's trickled down money. So what happens is out of the billions of dollars that's spent by Lockheed Martin and Boeing and Pfizer and uh, BP, Exxon, and the list goes on of all these ginormous companies that get socialism. They actually get the greatest forms of socialism from our government because they they give money to our judiciaries, our executives, and our legislators. But they also give a ginormous amount of money to these marketing firms, public relations. And what they do is they go after people with impressions. They go after people with branding. They go after people with the more you see, the more you believe. Okay, so if you believe the earth is flat, you'll start to fucking believe it's flat. And it's not flat. As crazy as that is, there are people that want to be a part of something or they think they know. So if somebody says to you, this is an absolute truth, this is a complete and total fact. If you hear somebody say that and you think they've got a big stage and they've got lots of lights and cameras and lots of special effects in their newsroom or they put on a big show and they come out and say that, you're like, wow, then that must be true. But it's not. That that's the problem. Is I don't have a big microphone. I'm using this little fucking camera up here. It's kind of just hanging here. I'm not about super packs. I'm not about selling coffee mugs or T-shirts. I mean, all more power to you. You gotta live and you gotta survive. I've got another job. I love the job I have. Um, the people there are great. I'm just very fortunate that I'm working there, to be honest with you. And it's a great company, and I really like them. The cool thing about what I'm talking about, though, besides my job being cool, is we have more power than we think. And the power that we really have is getting rid of those that are giving you the real bullshit. It's like if somebody came up and started talking to you and said, "Oh, bro, the other day I saw Godzilla and Rodan and Mecha Godzilla, and then I saw the Iron Giant." And then somebody else comes and says the same thing. Somebody else, then all of a sudden you start to believe this, right? So this is what the mainstream media does. They get you from every single corner, every single place. And the sad thing is people don't know they have the power to get that to get their own knowledge, to do their own due diligence, to to do their own research, to reference something against something else, to observe and take those findings and scientifically, in a sense, see what's more provable or more factual or actually works or makes more sense. Because your mind isn't that fucked up, okay? It's just that the mainstream media out there knows how to play you. Like I said, if you think you bought something, you didn't. You were sold it. Okay, and I mean, I don't want to make it seem like I fucking know everything, but I'm telling you right now, I am telling you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you. And hopefully this, let me see if I'm still, let me see if I'm still on. Okay, good. I'm still on. Good, good, good. All right, so in a nutshell, my title simply says, and it's hugely important. Hey, Gordon, how are you doing? Our power lies in learning to control our capital and labor and use it to leverage our will on society. We can't beat them in the media landscape. They control. Oh, wait a second. Hey, Snork, how you doing? Thank you. Still broadcasting. Hey, Snork. Anyway, I put our picture on Facebook, by the way, bro. Hey, just want to let you guys know, Snork is probably the coolest fucking dude on the planet. As far as I know, the guy's pretty badass. And the knowledge that comes out of his head, honestly, it is overwhelming. It is overwhelming, but you're just it's like okay, it's like how do I explain this? It's like you're eating a mango, right? Maybe that's not a good one. Okay, fuck it, mango. So you're eating a mango, and it's so good, right? That you keep eating them, but you eat so much of them, you get a rash on your lips. I'm telling you, it's just amazing. That guy's just fucking brilliant. He came over and stayed with us and brought his 2017 Chevy Volt. What a beautiful car that is, bro. That's fantastic. And he's traveling all over the fucking country. It was awesome. Brought some cool stuff. I should have did a show, but I wasn't prepared and all this other stuff. But I got a cool picture. I'll show you guys in a minute. Guys, just the it's like jolly knowledge. It's awesome. Anyway, thanks for coming out here. Good seeing you. And please do come by again, or we'll try to get out there. By the way, I'll be heading to California um, coming up in May, mid towards late May. I'll be going out to California. If you guys want to come and hang out with me, please do. It'll be fun and exciting and a lot of good fun. Back to topic. So what it basically says here is it's time to revolt against the MSMachine. The MSMachine, the miss machine. They miss everything machine. They've been fucking destroying our minds for a long time. Happy Friday, Store. Thanks. I gave the recipe to KFC and Cook. Good. The faster we buy access popularity, the better. Okay, so I took a few pictures here of some stuff that I thought was very important, and this is what I believe is really happening. And and so do like millions of people. They're getting it. They understand what's starting to really happen before their eyes, and it's kind of sad. Is they're seeing stuff like this where it's divide, distract, deceive. Okay, it's like their motto, and then of course they have manufactured consent, which should be in there. But that's basically what's happening. So they divide you by party, and then they divide you by opinion, and then they divide you by race, and then they divide you by religion, and then they divide you by, you know, who you are and what your sexual preferences are, and it's almost like they're doing it on purpose, but it's all just a giant distraction. Mueller report, Russiagate. It's all just a humongous distraction. If you believe that what MSNBC is telling you right now, please do your own research. Check yourself, which I always say this, Chickadee, check yourself before you wreck yourself. You have to. Yeah, I brought that up in so many shows. It's so vitally important. And then the main thing is they deceive you. And I'm not just talking about one cable news network. I'm talking about them all. And there's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them, right? They're just all over the place. There's just tons and tons and tons of these things. And they're just everywhere. Eh, like here. Like here it is right here. This is just ginormous. They're just everywhere. CNN, Washington Journal, MSNBC, News, CBS, Politico for sure, Reuters, Los Angeles Times, San Francisco Chronicle, National Review, Consumer Reports even does it, believe it or not. You know, and then you want to get into definitely, you know, some of their information from every once in a while, you're going to get somebody who's spot on. Not just to match your views now. Now I want this to be known. I want this to be known. Just because it matches what you're thinking or what you believe is correct, then it's correct. No, you're basing your knowledge off of your ability to do your due diligence, to do your own research, to do your own investigation. You're basing your knowledge off of taking the time, whether it's 5 minutes or an hour and a half, to look deeply into what's happened. Like I've called legislators many times and talked to interns about, you know, MSNBC or Fox is saying this is their position, and the intern will say, "Oh, we've heard that, but that's not true. If you go here, you can see what he was quoted." You know, and I'll call and find out, or what she was quoted. I've actually talked to a guy that's been on the moon, who was thrown under the bus because he started to say that climate change wasn't moving that fast. So Fox took his words and his article and his report totally out of context. But I talked to the guy. I actually talked to the fucking horse's mouth. He goes, I know, I know what just happened, but they've taken all my information out of context. If you look at the actual report that I read, and he showed it to me, and he gave it to me, and he emailed it to me, you can see basically it's a fluctuation of things. So it's what these news stations do to, you know, take care of their pimps, take care of their masters, take care of their funding machines, take care of their fucking greasers, take care of, you know, if the narrative isn't fitting what the political agenda is to push a specific bill or not to push a specific bill, that doesn't help the 1%, the elite, the corporate elite, or basically like 8 people that own more than half the wealth in the world or in this country, then it's not doing you any good. You see, come on. Okay, it's just super simple. You're being fucking fooled. You're being taken advantage of. And if you think that all of these companies, I mean, the Associated Press, for God's sakes, most of them are fucking bloodthirsty against Julian Assange, a guy who created a website to put out data that was from whistleblowers that to this day has never been retracted or needed to be retracted, which is extremely crazy. I mean, here's some information about WikiLeaks that I think all of you should definitely know. And let's see if we can get this in the picture here. Okay, right here. And I'll try to read it right now for you if I can get my thing on here right. this is just to defend themselves because so many people are saying they're Russian hackers. Okay, so WikiLeaks, leaks are not from Russian hackers. Okay, it's a company started by an Australian. Okay, or a site called studied by an Australian. Okay, um, the leaks originated from whistleblowers such as Edward Snowden, NSA whistleblower. The leak is authenticated. The associate with the company agency org is verified via work history, public records, etc. The leaked document data is also authenticated as genuine raw data, public records, previously authenticated docs, etc. If a leak found on social media cannot be found on wikileaks.org, that means it isn't a WikiLeaks and is likely fabricated by an anti-WikiLeaks individual in order to discredit WikiLeaks. Before retweeting, sharing snapshots of leaks, be sure to verify the leak at www.wikileaks.org by searching the leak, searching via the leak ID, and at the end of the URL, it is best if you have it. If no number is available, search within WikiLeaks topic searches using phrases within the leak. And finally, if you blame Russia for the leaks, you should know that you sound as though you are uninformed, ignorant, or have an ulterior motive. WikiLeaks, WikiLeaks are the good guys. Okay? I mean, they're telling you how to research their information. Okay? In their entire history. This is a fact. WikiLeaks has not had to retract one single story. It's not stories, it's data. They're just putting up information that's already been out. And you decide for yourself. They're not putting a slant on it. They're not putting words on it. Okay, they're just putting information, and you decipher what you believe it means. That's news. That's real news. It's not like, we really think that this guy's a total murderer, when all the information says that one witness spotted some guy that had the same color hair. Do you see what I'm saying? It's their information would be a photo of the person that actually broke into wherever it was and created the murder. That would be the information that you would get from WikiLeaks. Or you would get an email saying, hey, Bob, let's go kill this person, or go rob this bank, or go do something really heinous and terrible, in their own words, with their own type of font, and their own type of words coming from their own email with their own password. Do you understand? That's what WikiLeaks provides. All the other stuff is all spin and hyperbole that comes from the mainstream media. You can't not think that when somebody takes information, and when they this is from their producers, from the people that do the research and all the information from WikiLeaks. I've watched many of their shows, many of their YouTubes. They thoroughly check the information. They thoroughly make sure that the information that they're going to put out on WikiLeaks is always 100% verifiable, or they don't fucking put it out. Unlike everybody else out there, right? Unlike all these fuckers, God, just name them. Unlike all the fucking fake news that's out there, right? Unlike all that, okay? Unlike all of that. Fake Fox, fake CNN, fake CBS, fake NBC, fake. The problem is, it's a lot of it could be true. A lot of it is actually true. Some of it is good information. But if it doesn't fit the narrative of who pays their salaries, okay? And let's please go back to this very important point. If it doesn't fit the narrative of the people that are paying them, okay? Go back to this very, very important picture. Thank you very much, Abby, with your great silver pants. And this gentleman, Peter Phillips, 80% of the TV news stories made by PR firms or marketing firms working for the government and corporations. If it doesn't fit the narrative of a political party or a legislator, a judiciary, or an executive, mayor, governor, president, right? Then they're not going to put it out. It has to fit an agenda. They have an agenda. So they put out these talking points. I need everybody to truly believe this, because the fucking culprit, okay, is absolutely, unequivocally, definitely, right, the people that are dropping the bombs on us all the fucking time. Okay? The most dangerous weapon is not a gun. The most dangerous weapon is a media that is controlled by a government that is controlled by the 1%. They're actually killing people, and they're okay with it. And they're okay with it. They're actually murdering people. When they push the propaganda of Iraq, when they push the propaganda of Syria, when they push the propaganda of Afghanistan, when they push the propaganda of Libya, they're killing people. We need to revolt. We need to take out the weapon that these fuckers use. You have to disarm them. I'm telling you right now, you have to disarm them. You have got to revolt and go to the fucking doorstep of every one of these disgusting, heinous, terrible networks and companies out there that don't give a fuck about you. All they care about, all fucking Mad Cow, Rachel Mad Cow, cares about is her $30,000 she makes a fucking day. Hannity makes the same amount. That's all they care about. That's all they fucking care about is the money. I mean, for God's sakes, the money is more important than you are. Their money is more important than you are. They don't care. You need to do your own due diligence. Now, before you do that, you've got to do this. Everybody must and should take as many people as possible and go out in front of CNN. Every location they have. Go out in front of fucking the New York Times. Go out in front of the Washington Post. Go in front of the Huffington Post. Okay? Go in front, especially go attack the Associated Press. That fucking office should be filled with people. They should all be fighting for Assange. But they're not. Because all of them want that seat that Rachel Maddow has and Hannity has. $30,000 a day, baby. That's the pot of gold they're looking for. If I do so well, and if I report what they want me to, and if I stay within that fucking realm of what, even if they're not telling me, but I'm still doing it, they'll post me everywhere, and I'll get more likes, and I'll get more shares, and more people notice me, and then I'll become so fucking popular, they'll have no choice but to hire me and pay me a fucking $1 million. That's the mentality. That's the mentality right now. It's terrible. It's greedy and it's wrong. So the biggest thing that we need to do, and it's right here, we have to go after the gun. We have to go after the sword. You've got to take that knife out of this fucker's hand. You've got to disarm these fucking people. And their biggest weapon is the media. The biggest weapon is their media. Because all they're doing is they're still doing it to this day. They're fucking dividing people. They're distracting us from Mueller in Russia. How is that fucking getting us concentrated on the most important topic we should be talking about is getting money out of politics? Fucking Bernie Sanders was on Fox News and he mentioned for 2.4 seconds Citizens United. Didn't elaborate. That's it. He mentioned it. He was in a town hall on Fox. Did a pretty good job, but he didn't fucking bring it up. That's the thing he should have done, every candidate. But they're not going to. They're not going to. They're going to stick with the money because Citizens United and money in politics is still there. McCutcheon versus the FEC is still there. There's still money being spread out through all fucking legislators and judiciaries and executives all over this fucking country and all over the world. But the way that you can combat these people right now is you go take out their fucking guns. And their guns, it's called mainstream media. That's what is that. If there's anything that you think you could do to stop the craziness of the government and all the nuts shit that's happening out there, okay? Some are saying don't vote, all right? Some are saying let's fucking walk into Congress and guns and demand the truth, all right? Some people are saying, you know, let's vote for the Justice Democrats or Democrats, and hopefully they can fix things internally. You know, let's find liberals. You know, I believe the Green Party has the right thing, but they don't have enough people. They fucking don't have diddly as people, because they keep fucking confusing people with shit like, God, don't even get me started. Okay, back to the topic at hand. If you're left, if you're right, if you're left center, if you're right middle, if you're middle right, interesting, whatever, the only way you're going to stop this craziness, if you've got to get these media outlets to stop. Now, here's what's going to happen. Once we start protesting there, somebody's going to do something stupid. It's going to get crazy and it's going to get bad. And they're going to blame one side on another side. Okay? So don't wear a color. Just be neutral. You know, just be green or black or purple. How about purple? I like purple. So let's be, or mauve or teal, but fucking don't wear a color. It's, you know, just be like a white shirts and black shirts, or yellow vests or whatever the fuck it is. But don't bring a division there, because it's going to set people off. Okay, but you've got to revolt against these heinous fucking communications companies out there that are just working for the filthy rich. That needs to happen. There needs to be a protest. It needs to be in their lobbies. It needs to be on their doorsteps. It needs to happen now. Julian Assange should be praised and supported by the Associated Press, but they're fucking in with every single rich piece of shit out there. And I'm not saying rich people are pieces of shit. I'm talking about the greedy motherfuckers that, you know, $100 billion isn't enough for you. That's just not enough. You need 200 billion. What happens is when you get that rich, you start to understand what your power is. You start to understand what your leverage is. You start to and it gets in your skin, and it possesses you. And this has happened to so many fucking rich people. And I've seen it happen. And it's bad, because we're at a time in this country and on this planet where there's so many people that are dying in the streets with lack of health care. There are so many people that are dying with the lack of nutrition, bad water. I mean, the list, Flint still has fucking bad water. You know, lack of health care, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The list fucking goes on. What I'm truly trying to tell every one of you, and this is so vitally important, this is just huge, is you've got to come together, okay? You've got to come together and fight against the fucking two-party oligarchy, the duopoly, the people that are going to continue to do this fucking bullshit. And you've got to get them at the source. You've got to go after them at the source, at where you've got to hit them where it hurts. You know, you've got to go after Forbes. I mean, first, what I would do is I would go big. I would go after CNN. I would go after Fox. I would go after MSNBC, the corporate office. And I would say, bullshit. We demand, and then tell your legislator that you demand. And there was a law, I think, if I'm not correct. Matt, I don't know. Hey, Eric, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, the Telecommunications Act of 1996. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's the one that fucked all of us. Thank you, Eric. Good hearing from you. Hello, human. Would be easier to create a new media than destroy MSME mess stupidity media. That's a great point. Humans, let me tell you what Human just said. It would be easier to create a new media than to destroy mainstream media, mass stupidity media, the network of news, opinion, and entertainment outlets which most people acquire information about the world around. So named because uh okay, that's I need to get off of this because I'm kind of screwing up things here. Um, what he's saying, and it's brilliant, is something that I wanted to bring up as well. Okay, and I think it's important that I say this very important thing. Okay. Ah, damn, these grapes are good. Jimmy Dore, you rock, bro. I'm stoked that you left TYT. And it shows what he's been doing and what he's been thinking. Seems like he seems freer in what he's doing. But here's what's really bugging me, okay? And what's always bothered me is where a lot of us get our information, and I've done my research on RT. I've really done a lot of research on RT because I had to, and I still do to this day. The information that I get from MSNBC, CNN, and Fox News, I've proven over and over again to be false lies and just ridiculous nonsense. Okay, and snoops and liars and all that shit. Don't go there. Do your own research. Like I said, chickadee check yourself before you wreck yourself. Okay, which I try to do most of the time. I'm not perfect, but what really bugs me is a lot of people are going here. I have nothing against this. Nothing against you going wherever you want to go to get your information, but for God fucking sakes, human makes up a great point. Oh, that's a cure for you, horn going off. That is so funny to have this in this little town. It's so cute. Okay, so what's really sad is we don't have our own truthful news outlet. The United States of America does not have the ability right now to put something out that actually uh, brings factual and truthful information to the masses. We don't have that right now. We don't have that. We don't. We don't have anything. The closest thing we have is RT, and there's some good entertainers on RT. I mean, I'd like what I think we should do, and I think Jimmy should do this. Jimmy Dore, if you can, the Humanist Report, Kyle Kalinske. I'm not. He's not perfect either. I got it, but there's a lot of people out there that need to break away from these other the social media network, YouTube, Instagram, all this other shit, and we need our own. We need our own. We need, what I'd like it to be named would be. I think the Real News Network has something. I think that's pretty good. There's a few I subscribe to that are pretty good. Um, Real News Network is good. I like them. But Open News Network is good. Whatever name, but it should be a network. It should be. It should be on Sling. It should be on Roku. It should be out there. It should be available, and it should be American. Us Americans should be able to slam us Americans. I mean, I want to know more about the moon. I want to know more about Kennedy. I want to know more about fucking 9/11. I want to know. I want to know about Area 50. I fucking want to know. Sorry. I want to know. I want to know the truth. I think it's time. So we need an actual network in the United States. Be sorry, RT. You guys are awesome. I'm sorry. But we have to create our own. We have to create our own, and we have to make sure that it's data. It's like, or just call it Wiki Network. Ooh, WikiLeaks Network, Wiki Network, or whatever you want to say, but it needs to be, um, it doesn't have to be all Americans. It can be people from, that are American citizens that are part of the show, and we get people that are on the show that bring information, but it needs to be managed properly. It needs to have producers that aren't beheld to corporate interests. Okay, that's the biggest problem out there that we're always encountering. So that should happen as soon. What we need to do is look at that fucking purse back there. Oh my god, look at that fucking Stevie's purse. I don't know where I've never seen her use that. I don't even know if she would ever use that. But it is pretty flamboyant, if you ask me. Uh, oh, there's my cool party shirt, dude. You got it. You guys got to see this shirt. It's fucking awesome. That's one of my favorite shirts. I wanted to take it out. I was going to take her out to the casino the other night, but she was tired. It was tough. But we did go bowling. That was fun. Bowling was fun. Anyway, I'm super lucky to have this wonderful person in my life. I hope I don't know if she feels the same way. But um, look, it's storm these fucking halls. I mean, do it. By the way, good to see you, Eric. Storm the fucking halls. Zuxilix, unless they won the lottery, there are no 1% that ain't greedy. Even if you win the lotteries, Zoxilix, is that Zoxilox? Anyway, yeah, you get that. I've seen people just turn into money and they've gotten a lot of money, and the next thing you know, they've got this fucking attitude and their shit don't stink, blah, blah, blah. Alternative media include far out articles. Yeah, that's true. I don't want to go Alex Jones on people. I mean, we need, oh God. But it's good that this is the threat. I mean, if you start preaching the truth, do they eliminate you? Is WikiLeaks no longer allowed? Is there a WikiLeaks Facebook? Yes, I think there is. Is there a WikiLeaks Twitter? Yes, I think there is. You know, WikiTube. Ooh, I like that. WikiTube. LinkedIn is inconsistently in censoring through glitches. Interesting. Yeah, we need stuff like YouTube. But what is that? Einstein non-violent methods. I'm gonna look at that real quick. Since you posted it, human. All right, let's see. It's not a bad site. Einstein.org. You had to make the not org part. Okay. Let's see if we can get it. See if we can get it. Here we go. Nope. Einstein.org. 198 methods of nonviolent action. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna put that's very good. Thank you, human, for putting that up. I hope maybe you are from a different realm, space, and time, and it kind of seems that way. But let me post this up. I think this is good stuff. All right, the methods of nonviolent protest and persuasion formula statements. Ooh, I like this, bro. This is good stuff. All right, display articles, facts, pressure, taunting, oh, look at this. Walkout, silence, renouncing. Okay, that's a good guide. This is some great stuff. This is a good guide. I like this. Methods of economic non-cooperative economic boycotts. Boycotts, political, external rent withholding, traders boycotts. I always said we shouldn't pay federal taxes. Sorry. If they're not doing the job you want, cut their pay. I mean, that should be like a law. You pay a percentage of the tax because you don't believe they're doing what you want. But everybody needs to pay their fair share. And Jeff Bezos didn't pay any fucking taxes for the past, I don't know fucking how long. And all these rich companies that get more socialism than anybody, yet they complain about socialism. It's fucking wrong and stupid. Well, let me get the rest of that in there. Okay. Ooh, there's some good stuff in here, bro. General strikes, cartel. Oh, nice. I like this. I'm going to save this. It's on here. Actually, I'm going to post it in the show. Give me a second. I'm going to post it in the show. I like it. I like it. I like it. A lot, a lot, a lot. It'll be down here. I'll say how to protest. Cause a ruckus. Right? How to cause a ruckus. That's what it's at the bottom. Hey, Eric. Good seeing you, bro. Let me see here. So let me just wrap up, guys. If you don't mind, I've got to get this out. It's very important. Um, Again, if you want to share, share. If you don't want to share, whatever. But I think the point I'm making is we've got to go after their sword. We have to go after their pistol. We have to go after their shield. And it is the mainstream media. We should go into the lobbies in front of the sidewalks, in front of their water fountains or whatever the fuck they are, and protest. No more propaganda. No more hyperbole. No more hyperbole. No more propaganda. However you want to make your chant, go there, camp there, do a peaceful protest, block the traffic, and let people know what they're doing out there. But do not take sides with anybody. Okay? The reason why, and again, this is what they're doing, and I'm going to show you, okay, and this is all of them, right? Here's all of them, right? Here's all of them, and I repeat that because I want to make sure you get that, is they're trying to do this all the fucking time. So instead of talking about Citizens United, single payer, uh, uh, mending relations with abused or nations and states out there that we fucked, to stop endless wars or to get a minimum wage or more financial equality, and instead of 15 go for fucking 17. I've pretty much laid out what's important out there, and I'll say it real quick before I go because I think it's important that everybody gets this, okay, and I'll post it real fast. I don't know. Let me just see here. I'm going to post this on my Facebook. I think it's important for people to know. And I always say this to the Greens because they don't fucking know what to do usually. They're always going in the wrong fucking direction. They don't. They have. You know what, Greens? And this is the problem with Greens. And I got to tell you right now, they don't know what fucking marketing is. It's almost like they don't like it. It's like they think it's an evil thing to do. But it's the way things have been working since the beginning of fucking time, you numbnutses. Okay, this is stuff that we all should be doing. Right here. For sure. For sure. For sure. Alright? Wait, I'm gonna get it here. I'm not gonna post it. I'm gonna post it in this segment here. Alright, let's take this out. Boop. Done. Okay, X. Done. Let's go here. Just say here it is. Alright, so if you guys can see this, I'm just gonna show you. It's really, really important. What the fuck is this? I don't even know what that is. Oh shit, I gotta leave that there. If you can read it, I'll just read it to you. Hey Green, stop constantly confusing your prospective Greens with titles like eco-socialism, economic bill of rights, economic reconstruction program, national health system, socialized major industry, demilitarization, and unrealistic goals like renewable energies by 2030, 100%. Who the fuck is going to be able to do that? Seriously, keep it fucking simple. Silly. It should be stupid. But anyway, stop having them look up terms, words, and phrases, rebranding your fucking platform and your base and your narratives and everything every 2 fucking years or every voting cycle. You're confusing people, mentally straining them, and pushing fucking people away at every fucking turn. That's why there's 80 fucking million Democrats and Republicans in the voting republic, and only 250,000 registered Greens across the United States. Okay, this is what over 60% of the fucking country wants. Okay, it's right below. Fair politics. Remove money completely out of politics, or just No money in politics, however you want to put it. That should be a right that we should have to make sure that our politicians are fair. $17 an hour, health care, full, comprehensive, universal health care with no fucking copay, right? A right to education, free pre-K help and assistance through to community college. Erase prior debt too. That's fucking crazy. These predatory lenders out there that just salivate. It's just like every fucking year these kids are graduating, and it's just if you sell loans um, for these small little companies, you're a gazillionaire right now. For these little fucking so-called um, uh, institutions of knowledge, like like Chapman University, that's in a fucking building that's done by computers. Okay, a right to peace, mending and rebuilding relations with victimized nations that we fucked with. I believe there should be six branches of the fucking of the military because we have to protect ourselves from ourselves. We've been fucking with people for so long, we've got to watch our backs. And that's sad, but that's the truth. Okay? Because people are pissed off. They're not going to take our shit anymore. So we've got to do something quick. We've got to take out the media. We've got to tell them, hey, fucking bullshit. We've got to protest them. Have them be accountable. Make sure their legislator is fighting for the act, the Communications Act, not or against it, right? I think it's against it, or they remove it. Anyway, the right to a job guarantee with training. Okay, if you go on unemployment, you start training, don't take more money away. If they train, give money to get to that training. Give money to get that extra, those books or the gas that they need or the food that they have to pay for lunch to get to those fucking jobs, to learn how to do a right to energy, solar, wind, and rain. Bottle your own fucking rainwater for all I care. But make sure you don't kill yourself or hurt yourself with it, okay? Be careful. There should be something you should do. Right for the LGBTQ. Marriage equality for all, but not fucking animals, you weirdos. Okay, and not fucking blow up dolls or these fucking things they're making in Japan that look pretty real, but scary. And the right to faster citizenship, building more border processing personnel, actually putting facilities and buildings out there that can process people better, get their retina scan or their fucking fingerprints or whatever you need to do to document them. Have them sign something. Then if they make money, they need to send or put a little bit here to pay for some of the roads and buildings and socialism we provide for them instead of sending all their money back to Mexico, wherever the fuck it's going. Okay? But processing them faster. You know, people want to come to America. That's great. But the thing is, we just have to make sure it's done properly. That's all. I'm not going to stop them from coming in. You know, I get it. We shouldn't really fucking have borders. Borders across this planet is stupid. But for right now, we do have to be careful because we do have enemies that we've created ourselves. Remember that. Marijuana, legal, 100%. Sell it yourself, smoke it yourself. You know, fucking put it in your birthday cakes, whatever you want to do. And most of all, a Green New Deal, making sure that we have a right to a clean planet, a right to clean water, a right to clean air. No more nuclear, no more coal. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen by 2030. Okay, that's not going to fucking happen, but we need to make drastic measures to get that in there. Now, if you're listening, Tulsi Gabbard, if you're listening, Jesse Ventura, if you're listening, people that actually give a shit out there, okay, and I do believe Tulsi gives a shit. I can feel it. Sadly, she's with the Dem Party. That's going to take her over, and she's going to get a pot of gold at the end if she makes it that far. But she's saying the wrong things. This is what the people want. This is it. This is totally it. And this is what has to happen. Give the U.S. voting republic what they've been asking for ever since MLK's Poor People's March. None of this has dramatically changed. All this stuff has been stagnant for decades. for over 50 fucking years because of the two-party oligarchy. The same fucking people that you're voting for now. So let's go after the mainstream media, guys. Let's create our own media, okay? Sorry, RT, I love you, but we've got to be independent, Jimmy. You've got to start this, okay? I know you guys like RT, but you've got to get away. Jesse, get away, okay? Redacted tonight, get away, okay? Start your own show. Hold yourselves accountable, okay? Chickadee, check yourself before you wreck yourself when you start doing your shows. But start it and call it something that makes sense. Brand it, real world news, real or stuff that helps you, right? Stuff that helps you would be great. Anyway, I think you guys get my point. Bottom line is, look, I'm just trying to save the planet and all of its inhabitants. I've got kids. I want them to live in a beautiful and peaceful place. I know you do too. I know you do too. I'm not against people having jobs or money or being successful, but the greed part of it just is bad. Doesn't help anybody. I've known this. I've been there. It's time. We've got 7 billion plus people on this planet. In 2020, in 2030, we're going to have 8.5 billion. I mean, there's a lot of space out there. There is, and there's places to share, but we've got to find other ways of getting together, coming together, and finding a way to keep people from being so naive and ignorant. And please stop watching the bullshit out there, okay? Please stop watching the crap. There are people that are doing serious research. They're not just taking information that they're told to say by the 80% of the PR firms and marketing companies that are out there, that are paid by the 1%, that are paid by big coal, big pharma, okay, et cetera, big banks, Wall Street, the whole 9 yards. There are people out there that don't get paid nothing but do the research because they give a shit. Okay? I'm not sure if I'm one of those guys, but I care. I actually do care. Okay? So with that being the case and that being known, I wish all of you a super aloha, mahalo nui aloha, aloha no kako rali no. And I just want to say, cheers to Jason Momoa. He cut his fucking beard off, man. That was bomb, bro. That was bomb. He cut his beard off to bring more attention to the plastic that's out there. I mean, there's fucking islands. I mean, I've done a show on that too. But here, let's please concentrate and stop the madness. Let's come together. I'm with the Green Party. I hope they can start getting their crap together and bringing others with us so they can, bring more people together. I think that's what the Green Party should do. They should definitely start bringing more people together with a clearer message that everybody can understand, as I just freaking laid out for them again for the bazillionth time. No, yes, I am talking down to the Green Party, and the only reason is because they still have people from like the 1940s running the fucking place. Okay, just remember, this is the culprit. Okay? These are the culprits. They're right here. That's the weapon you need to take the bomb. Here is the hero. And this is funny. It's funny how Julian Assange was a hero to the left, the Democrats, when he was leaking secrets of the Bush wars. But now that he's releasing the truth about Hillary's corruption, he's a spy controlled by Putin and Trump. This is why Trump isn't helping him, because somebody's going to leak shit on Trump, or may have already done it. Okay? All of a sudden, Trump, I don't know anything about WikiLeaks. I don't know what's going on with that. When he's talked about WikiLeaks and Julian Assange like throughout his entire campaign, and when push comes to shove, the guy fucking turns into a fucking testicle. Okay? By the way, testicles are weak, pussies are fucking strong. Okay? Flick a testicle, you can take a man down. Flick a pussy, you might get a second date. Just want to let you know. That's a little inappropriate, but that's the truth. The truth fucking hurts sometimes. The real truth. You know, quit calling people fucking pussies their testicles. Donald Trump is a fucking testicle. Okay? MSNBC is a testicle. Chuck Todd, testicle. Fucking Sean Hannity, a fucking testicle. Wolf Blitzer, a testicle. They're all fucking testicles. Okay? Jimmy Dore, you're a pussy. Be proud, buddy. Be proud. All right. Anyway, good job on leaving TYT. Make your own station, brother. Make your own station. You can do this. Just get it together, call it, but make it, you know, not that it has to be American, but we need one. We need one. Okay? There's a reason. There was a reason. I'll explain to you. It's real simple. It fucking has to come out of this country. That's the reason. For fuck's sakes. Okay? Get it together, guys. Everybody come together, started a network that is viable and even more so than RT. Wow. That would be awesome. And everybody else, I want to thank you for coming out. Human, natural progressive. I hope civilization drops for what the fuck? What is it? Human, I'm learning the Doomer acronyms, but informed by We Are Political and Non-Political Feel Good. Platitudes benefiting a few people and organizations and institutions. So I know a natural progressive would totally agree with this. Is what I'm trying to say here. I don't know if you have heard it, but have heard my plight basically, and it's this: we've got to go after mainstream media. We've got to take down the gun, take down the sword, and take down their fucking cannons that they use and to try to divide us and try to deceive us and distract us and try to manipulate us most of all. So we need to start protesting them. Okay? And what Eric put in here, which was great, was about the Telecommunications Act, right, that he put in of 1996. I want to bring that up real quick before I go. All right. I've also put in methods of protesting, which is good. Okay, effects. All right. So the impact of the Telecommunications Act of 1996 in a broadened age. The Telecommunications Act of 1996 is arguably the single most important piece of legislation since the Communications Act of 1934, one that affects the telecommunications industries, consumers, and ultimately the balance of political power. Wow, huge. Okay, we're on the 15th anniversary of the Telecommunications Act. All right, Bill Clinton's telecom law, 20 years later, the Hill. The impact of the Telecommunications Act. There's a lot of information, truthout.org. Truthout.org. Okay, they're good. Democracy in Peril, 20 years of media consolidation under the Telecommunications Act. Okay. That looks like a good article. President Clear signed the Constitution, which is bond paid for by the corporate media lobbies. Oh, yeah, that was bad. Yes. Okay, that's a good article. I'm going to post that in there, guys, on the bottom. Anyway, listen, everyone, thank you for coming on. Please share. I don't give a fuck about Super Chat or selling mugs or freaking T-shirts. Just get the information out there. Again, Revolt. Get some people. Revolt. Get some people. Go after the fucking, disarm them with their fucking bullshit propaganda and hyperbolic bullshit that they keep spewing out. Go after them. Okay? And I'm going to put the Telecommunications Act right here, just above. What started it all? Colon. Control C. All right, there you go. Aloha, guys. Thank you very much for coming. It's so wonderful to see everybody. Probably tomorrow night, I'm going to be on. I think Stevie will be. I'll be having some beers. Let's get a bunch of people. Let's get a bunch of people and do like a hour, 2, 3 hour show. Let's talk about everything. Remember, Mueller is a distraction. Mueller is a distraction from the simple fact that she fucking burnt Bernie Sanders, and she doesn't want anybody to talk about Uranium One or Seth Rich and all this other bullshit. So she's just a fucking piece of shit. Anyway, thank you all for coming. Aloha, 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 mahalo, aloha. I'm really leaving this time. I'm really leaving. Okay, take care. See you guys. Aloha.